It's your boy, the Amazing King, coming to you live and in color, bringing you that oh so amazing touch. I want to welcome you back to another episode of the Get Ready For It podcast, season 4. You guys, we are back in the thing, and we're going to talk about a lot of things here today. But before we get started, I want to go ahead and introduce you to my co-host,
Savage XL, providing everybody with that X and that L. Great.
Savage. Can you go ahead and introduce the people to the lovely ladies sitting to your right of you?
You know, absolutely. So I like to introduce the poetess. I mean, what don't you do? This is Shay the poetess. Like, I mean, I know you're working on some new things. I real quick, what you been having going on?
So I dropped the project New Year's Eve, titled Boats.
Oh.
So it stands for Based on a True Story. So y'all make sure y'all check that out.
Okay.
Available on all streaming platforms. Yeah, that was my baby.
Is that the one that has the song Poem Cry on there?
Yeah.
Which is featured on one of our
Yes.
episodes.
I know, thank y'all
Yep,
so much.
yep, it's coming.
It's
I
coming
know.
next week too. Well, this is probably gonna have that, but yeah, whatever.
And, and who is this gentleman in front of me, King?
This is the horrible, the disaster, the menace of the Get Ready For It podcast. We got my boy, the Inhuman, back in the building by popular demand. What's
And-
up, my guy?
Nothing much. Chilling. Happy to be back for season 4. Excited for this great debate, and we'll see what y'all bringing.
I can't wait to hear your opinion.
You know, my boy is
Kinda
you.
outnumbered.
Listen,
we probably gonna all be on your team
For
against
real.
him, so
we have to give some credit here because Alfonso is an OG. An OG, that means a person that has been here since season 1. Every single season, my boy has come through.
yes.
He was there at the beginning when the podcast was being created. He's too much of a businessman. He's too busy to be like a permanent cast member, so we had to make sure we just bring him every now and then he talks a lot of bullshit. Anyway, let's get started in our topic list. We're going to start off with one of my favorite segments, which is called The Shit People Say on Facebook. These are statements, quotes, questions that people have stated on Facebook, and we're just going to get our opinions and thoughts on this statement. Are you guys ready?
Let's go.
The first one, a man can also lose himself trying to make an ungrateful woman happy.
That's facts. That's facts.
Is this true?
Very.
I agree.
You
I
agree?
I do. I do.
Alfonso, do you agree?
Oh yeah, I agree.
What you mean? You feel as though you missed a man, alpha, all that stuff like that. You feel as though you can get lost?
Yeah,
How so?
because a woman of that caliber may not be able to compromise. If she's stating that, if he can't handle me, then
At that caliber. Ooh, such a big word. How you spell it? I'm just playing.
So I agree because I heard someone say, and this is kind of different. It's talking about an ungrateful woman, but the guy was saying like a strong woman can cause you to kind of lose yourself because she expects so much,
That's true as well.
and it's easy to get lost in trying to always give and please, and that's a strong woman. So that kind of because I consider myself a strong woman. So I was like, I am kind of always like, you gotta do better. You gotta do better. So, sometimes we have to kind of take a step back and realize we could be told some stuff too. Like we can be put on our place too.
I think as a man, to a woman, we supposed to be that giver. And sometimes when we're not feeling appreciated, it definitely tears us up on the inside. So whether it's a strong woman or not, but it definitely makes us feel some kind of way.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we pretty much unanimous on that.
Yeah, that's good.
That's a good way to start it off. We're united right now in this moment.
It ain't gonna last long.
It may actually. Next one. I will walk from California to Florida before I dip my wings in some blue cheese. Is that how y'all feel about blue cheese?
Hell yes.
Blue cheese is nasty as fuck. I don't care what y'all talking about at all.
It's disgusting.
It's disgusting.
I love blue cheese.
Here we go.
For
Here
real?
we go.
Yeah, so I don't eat meat anymore, but when I did, I love chicken, and I don't like ranch on chicken. I don't know.
You don't like you don't like blue cheese? You like blue cheese?
Yeah, I love.
So basically, what you're trying to tell me, you're a different creature, different human being. You're something
yeah.
special, huh?
That's some nasty.
You know you're odd, right?
Like you.
A little different. Who eats blue cheese?
That's some nasty shit. They don't even smell right.
What is it? I have never heard a
Nobody
menu that
told you to
says.
smell it.
Oh my god!
But you smell the food. You smell it before you eat it, right?
Ain't nobody put no blue cheese on no salad.
buffalo chicken, like chicken.
That's what the ranch is
dip.
for.
No.
Ranch is for.
Ranch is for salad.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, clumps
Caesar
of
dressing is for
ugh.
salad.
Y'all don't know what y'all talking about.
No, I ain't put no.
The reason why she left meat is because the blue cheese had messed up her taste buds.
It messed up her
which
stomach,
caused
didn't
her to go to the plant-based diet.
And I'll
You
still
don't-
eat the plant-based blue cheese. You know they got that.
Ew.
Yeah.
See, I was riding for you for a minute, Shay, but
I was
nah.
never riding that blue cheese nasty.
Ugh.
You really go to a place to be like, give me that blue cheese? Ugh.
Yeah.
People don't look at you weird when you
Like
order
weird?
that.
Nah.
The restaurant be like, we ain't got that in the back.
You know, I saw something that says like they take your black card away if you know, it's like a race thing. Like
It
you know,
is.
black folk eat the ranch.
Because ranch go on everything.
That is true. Ranch do go
French
on.
fries, chicken, salads.
Blue cheese go on everything.
It
Man,
does.
Exactly. Give me three things that goes on.
French
Everything that you
fries,
just
Ranch,
chicken.
ketchup.
Everything that
I have
you
never
just
seen anybody eat no French fries with no blue cheese.
If I see that, I'm taking the French fries away from
With the
them.
buffalo sauce.
Yeah.
Y'all tripping.
Yo,
Oh, yeah, I've seen people dip French fries and buffalo sauce. I've seen that, but
And
not
then
the
the
blue
blue
cheese. See, no,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Do
That's why
shredded
Chick-fil-A,
chicken.
Chick-fil-A don't have no blue cheese section.
no.
So Chick-fil-A is the holy grail.
Yeah, they got Polynesian.
Uh,
Next one, I will serve crack before I serve this country. Y'all are so like Go ahead. I heard a lot of song. What's going on? Is it so basically what y'all saying that that's what y'all willing to do to not serve the country? Is that what I'm hearing?
nah.
We ain't
I'll
say
s-
that.
Yeah, I'll serve the
But
country.
that's what the statement had said.
Yeah, no, I'll serve the country.
So
It's
you
that
have no-
country.
Okay. Miss Poetess?
You know.
All y'all going to jail. I just want to put that out there right now.
I just don't know if I'll sign up for that. I don't know.
So I do have like a question because everything is based on equality now, and y'all know what times we're in right now.
Absolutely.
So if there is a draft right now, with everything being based on equality, Ms. Shay, would you go?
She wouldn't have a
Be-
choice
be-
though.
They let women
Because
go
you
now.
wouldn't have no, but they weren't drafted
Right.
before.
That was in the 1800s, Afonso.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, this man.
That's when women didn't even join the military at all. They would draft their ass as quick as they would draft anybody
Yeah,
else.
I just, on a serious note, I think that the military has a very serious problem when it comes to women in the military and having a voice and being respected. I just don't think I would sign up for that. I don't. And it's probably always been there, but in more recent times, it's just become evident. And
yeah.
it's, you know,
I got you.
yeah. There's so much sexual abuse everywhere, but especially,
In the military.
Okay. So Shay says no, she's not
I'm
joining.
not gonna do that. I'm gonna sell me a couple rocks. I ain't gonna
Right? Savage said he not going.
That was a deep sigh.
Yeah, man. I would go, but I can't say it would be underneath the guise of serving my country because that's a topic for a different conversation. But nah, I think I'm with Shay on that. I might have to sell me some rocks.
Alfonso said that he's going,
Yeah, I'm going.
and I'm saying I'm going to Muhammad Ali it real quick. Damn sure is.
I ain't never seen no Viacom.
Next one, ladies. If you are looking for a man that can handle you, you're probably don't bring any peace. If you're looking for a man that can handle you, you're probably not bringing any peace. Because a man shouldn't have to handle you. You should be tamed already before you get you.
I'm gonna have to disagree with that statement.
Which one? The first one I said, or the last one? The first one I said.
I disagree with the statement you said about if they can't, you need a man that can handle you. 'cause
So
don't have
they
peace.
need to be tamed then when they get to you. That's basically what I think.
Well, not necessarily. It depends on the context of how this lady was talking. If she's talking about sexually, then that's a different story. You need a man that might want to please you in the bed. But if she's talking about just in general, she may be a little toxic and, might come with a lot of attitude issues. So, yeah, she might not have no peace.
What does handle mean though? Like handle the fact that I might be busy.
Handle,
the fact
Maybe she got a
I think
gate
it's
amount.
more
You know what I
geared
mean?
towards attitude issues.
Oh, she just talked back.
vocal issues.
Yeah, don't nobody want that. Don't nobody
Yeah.
want to be
No.
having to handle nobody. No. Yeah, that's
Right, but we do hear women say, "You got to be able to handle me to be with me." This is something that is said very frequently.
That means that it's gonna be domestic violence in that
Yeah.
relationship.
And a lot of
Gonna be a little
a lot of
draining.
men out there like that stuff. they like the heat of they do.
They like it at first, like, oh, she's so feisty,
Right.
and then
Over
about
time.
a year
Yeah.
in, you like, oh,
Nah.
Yeah,
shit.
shut your mouth, man.
Talking.
Like, yeah, for real.
You always
Alfonso?
got something to say.
Speak up.
I mean,
Yeah, that's like a whole submissive thing. Y'all like an outspoken woman, or y'all like, a more quiet?
But see, that's different though. That's different. You can be submissive, but still have some assertiveness to you outside.
Mhm, I agree.
You know, but in those four walls, you might be very submissive to your man.
Right.
So I don't think that comes with not having no peace.
yeah, guys, run for the hill. And
Yeah, that's a red flag.
And she's
That's a red
saying that,
flag.
run for the hill.
Yeah, I agree.
There was some passion behind your voice when you agreed to that very firmly, though.
But
Alfonso.
I will say this though: crazy females do have the best hoo ha. Them yams be good.
But I mean, too, she can teach him if he ain't up to par. So,
But she already toxic though.
I mean,
She teaching him toxic
He may
ways.
have, he may have
Yeah,
a
he
good
gonna
personality.
lose himself. We gonna refer back to question number 1. He gonna lose himself.
So the female is gonna be beating on the man in that relationship.
It was already going down that way when she made the statement.
Yeah.
Not being taught about credit is one of the biggest failures of the educational system.
I actually agree. That's it. That is one of the biggest failures.
I think it is too. Because if me learning my taxes and financial stability would have been probably a grade class that should have been offered. Me learning about what pi equals 2 square minus 6. I don't use any of that
pi.
today at all.
Talking about
He said
3.14.
pi. Yeah, 3.14. But
I don't care. I'm not a
Pi don't-
mathematician. I said what I said. Or learning about science.
a
The hell?
mathematician.
Science. I actually love math.
I love science.
What am I going to do with science?
You remember Miss
You learn
Sanchez?
how
What
to
do y'all
use-
use as science right now?
You learn how to use that computer science. I've
But
been
that's
here
not.
since day
That's
one.
not. That's not
Since day one.
right. But I didn't need science to learn a computer.
That is science.
That's not science. Science deal with
Science.
chemicals and particles
Well,
and
that's actually
H2Os
biology.
and stuff like that. But that's a part of
chemistry,
science.
actually. I'm sorry.
But it's a part of
Chemistry.
science.
It's-
But
What
computer
did you
science,
just said that I needed science to learn this computer? How? Tell me now.
The
the
push
computer
the
is
keys,
science based. It
to
is.
slide your finger across the thing.
That's not science. You don't know what you're
That,
talking about.
that's physics. When
He
you
just-
slide your finger across the
This
keypad,
man ain't
that's
been
physics.
in school in 40 years. Talking about that. You know, he was born in 1952.
Actually, you know what? Student survival. That was the name of it. When we was in 12th grade, kids used to take student survival, and that would used to teach them, how to cook.
That's
how
home
to,
ec.
Yes.
What?
Because
They
No,
changed
but
the
they-
name, but it was
see, hold
student
on.
survival.
Back in 2000, they changed it to
Here
a
we
different
go.
name.
Here we
Not in the
go.
1800s, back when it was called Make It. That's it. Or the 10 Commandments.
So
shit like that.
So he's trying to pick on you and I, right?
Yeah.
But not realizing
I
that she's the
specifically-
same age.
I
as-
specific- I have a question,
He's
Poetess. Did I
disrespectful.
not turn in this direction and
It
look
don't
at him
matter.
directly? I didn't say
You did.
anything about him, did I? No.
No.
Not at all. I understand.
Okay.
Once again, we made a statement.
It was
Nobody answered the
implied.
question
It
that
was implied.
Nobody even answered the question I just asked. Do you feel as though not learning about credit and financial things in high school or in school is a failure of the educational system?
We all said yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I only heard
We
him say
agree.
yes. I didn't hear you say anything. You
Yes.
mumbled when I said
Yes.
something about the computer and science.
Yeah, because you still struggling.
That was yes, I think that's
But yes.
Okay. Next one. Has anybody watched the new Proud Family show at all?
Have not.
Have not.
Nobody has watched it.
No.
Okay.
You have though. Tell us.
I
about
have. I have watched it. I watched the first 2 episodes, and it kind of ties into my next question, because my next question is, somebody wrote on social media, said, "Man, I'm not against gay people or nothing, but why does it have to be in the cartoon?" To give you a little background, if you watch the original series, there was a gay character. His name was Michael. But in this series, they have made Michael gay, but even more flamboyantly gay. Like, I'm talking about like some James Charles, like makeup and pink hair and
Pink
stuff like
pants,
that,
I
and pink
heard.
pants and stuff like that. Do you agree with this character being involved in this show? Should they have left the gay part out, or should they have left it in? Alfonso?
So I feel as if the gay character being in the cartoon is fine. I do feel as if it should be like a disclosure, let's say, marking the cartoon of what is being described or showed, like rated E for everyone, PG-13. Like, give us a little information as to what the cartoon is about. Like, I shouldn't have to watch it to find out about it.
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. When you watch, listen, any show you watch, there automatically is a rating being PG or G or what like that.
But what the
So you're
cartoon is
so you're
not.
telling me that
What
because
the
a regular cartoon is not telling you that
Say
it's going to
rated
be
G for
this,
gay.
it's going to be this heterosexual relationship in this show. So why is it important for it to be shown that it's going to be a gay gentleman in there?
Well,
Hold on, I just want to get his specific response about that.
I was trying to help you.
To me, that doesn't make sense. You're saying that
How doesn't
the
it
description
make
should have
sense?
said, oh, by the way,
I mean-
it's this gay character with peak hair in here, just to
I
make
mean-
you aware. But we're not going to tell you about the heterosexual out there, or in the we're not going to talk about that at all.
But they do tell you about nudity and everything else on other types of shows that you watch before watching it. So if it is a children-based cartoon,
Mm-hmm.
then you would want to know what's going on as a parent. I mean, you're not there yet, but hopefully one day you may be there. But yeah,
Does that make any sense? Does that make any sense? Does that make any sense? Because when we watch other shows, they don't say, "Oh, it's going to be this Spanish character in there, by the way," or "This is going to be this." That doesn't happen in Fonzo.
they so they do tell you about language.
They do, of course, they tell you about
Okay,
language.
that's
They
what I'm
tell you
saying.
about if the people are going to be
That-
nude, but they're not going to say, "Oh, by the way, this is this heterosexual girl in here, and this is heterosexual boy. Oh, and by the way, this is this a gay man in this cartoon as well." That doesn't make sense, Alfonso.
But some of them do say homosexual, heterosexual. They do give a listing for it.
They do not, Alfonso.
They do.
There's not one.
They do.
There's not one show that says that this
They
is
do.
heterosexual relationship in this cartoon.
They do.
Shay,
I
the
think-
poetess.
So I'm gonna come from the stance of I think everything is over sexualized
It
that's
is.
presented to children.
Mhm.
You know, it's not just about gay. I think everything now is shoving sex down kids' minds, and I don't like it. I don't like the fact that you can have a cartoon character with breasts. You know what I'm saying, Pop? I feel like that's just not. Why does that need to be in a cartoon? So I feel like everything is just over sexualized. I do understand, representation matters. Like you were mentioning Hispanic, before nobody introduced like it's going to be black people in this show. So I do feel that representation matters. Because, that could be surprising, back in the 20s or the 30s or whatever, but I just think everything is just over sexualized, period. Like, just bring back the Jetsons, bring back those type of just innocent cartoons, period.
Do you feel as though those maybe the innocent cartoons lack diversity? Because I think the Jetsons is probably not because that's an all white cast. I think
Right.
that nowadays, like I want to piggyback what you said. I think nowadays what they're trying to do is include what the real world looks like. In the real world, you're going to experience people of highly melanated Asian people, lesbians, gay people. So I think what they try to do is
Right.
emulate that within the show. So when people see it in real life, they're not like, okay, this is not what I saw on TV, so why is it happening in real life? I think that's what they're trying to do, but I can see what
think
you're
as
saying.
a child, you don't really know what the real world is, and
That's
I feel
true.
like children are sponges. So you teach them and you show them, but they don't have a preconceived notion of this is the real world. So when they see it, that's going to be, well, is that what the real world is like? But I don't think they come in saying like, oh wow, this is the real world as children.
So
Teenagers, by that time you've had a little bit more experience and you've been exposed. But children, I feel like the age group that the cartoons are geared towards, they don't know yet what the real world is.
So I'm gonna kind of piggyback off you, Shay. I think I agree with you with some of the more innocent cartoons, but in a way, I feel like sex has always been subliminal, even from like say Tom and Jerry. Like you're under the influence that Tom and Jerry are both males, but some of the acts that they get into, it's kind of sexual.
And Ren and Stimpy. What's that show?
Yeah,
with them?
Ren
That
and Stimpy.
is a
Yeah.
horrible.
Oh my
I can
gosh.
never let a child watch that show ever again. That's a show is.
But it's subliminal though. It's subliminal, and kids
Right.
are impressionable.
Right.
But I got to go back to Mr. Inhuman here. I agree with what you're saying. However, I think it should be some type of way for TV shows. If you have, say, Spectrum on demand, you go click on a show
A
of
caption box.
yeah,
to tell you
Cocoa
what's-
Fruit, whatever, like one of them shows, it'll tell you in there like, hey, this is highly subjective to certain gender roles. So that way the parents can be like, okay, because now you get kids, they do get curious and they ask questions.
Right.
So you don't want to see, back to what King said with the makeup Mike or whatever his name is.
Right.
They be like, Mom, why is this guy wearing makeup? Now you have to explain to your child, okay, well, this is why.
Are you not going to have that conversation anyway?
What? But why would see? That's what I'm saying. Now you're
Hold
talking.
on. I'm talking. Hold on. Let me get
No,
let me
no,
get my
no, no,
response
no.
from him first.
Right,
before you
right.
start to go on my neck now. Isn't that a question that you're going to have to explain anyway?
No, you're absolutely right. But think about it. The Proud Family.
Children can walk outside right now and see something odd and come back and be like,
You're
"Mama, what's that?"
absolutely right, though. But we're just basing it off the cartoons. If you have a
Okay.
2-year-old child or a 3-year-old child, kids are smarter these days. They can pick up a tablet, log in, and go to YouTube. So if they're like, "Hey, why is this boy wearing pink hair?" They're impressionable. They might want to wear pink hair for some reason. So now you have to explain to them, well, okay, well, this is why he does this.
Okay, are you? That's not still answer the question. Aren't you going to have that conversation sooner or later? Because at one point, either the school
yes,
is going
you
to
will.
teach them. Because
Right.
about
right.
life, you learn a lot of stuff about
Yeah,
just going
you
to
do.
school.
You do.
Or is the parent supposed to
But
teach them?
you can control
Yeah.
that narrative.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You
Control? Can you control people in general?
But
No,
you
You're
can-
trying to
what
control
you're
their
watching.
narrative.
You can control your kids.
Go ahead.
environment.
Explain
You can-
that.
You can control your
These two
kids'
just wanna
But
argue.
environment and what
eventually,
they're
kids
exposed
grow
to.
up and they're gonna be like, "I was so sheltered, I didn't
And
know these
that would
things."
be
Go
the
ahead.
time. And
That would be the time
what
when
you-
they're grown to Fonzo.
when they grow up. You didn't say when they're grown. You
Grow-
said when they grow up.
Okay, Alfonso. In my
so-
opinion, in
so-
order for a
so
child
hold
to
on, hold on.
learn,
So
you
at
have
the
to
age-
teach them.
So
Go
at
ahead.
the age of 4 or 5, you're gonna
Right.
have that conversation with your kid that you don't.
Depending
have
on what if they come to me and say, "Why is that dude on the TV having pink hair?" I would explain that to them, Alfonso.
Please
And
explain
how
it
you-
to
You
us.
what Alfonso
Explain it to us.
Alfonso what you would do is like
explain it
switch
to
the
us.
TV, cover your eyes,
explain-
call fire
no,
department, call somebody. This
explain
ain't
it
right. We
to
don't
us.
know who this is
No,
on the goddamn
explain it
show.
to us.
He should, huh?
Explain it to us.
How would you explain?
would
That's
you
what he said.
explain
How would you explain it to a 4-year-old? How can you tell?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? Come
How
on.
do you tell a 4-year-old?
How do you explain to a child ABC 1, 2, 3? You teach them. You let them know. You educate them.
So how
They
you
may
gonna
not get
teach
it the first time, but they're going to eventually get it, right? When a kid
Explain.
learns their ABCs, you go over it and
not
over
the
it
same.
and over it and over again, right?
But explain it to us.
What
though.
you're saying is you want to have.
Give
You
us
just
the
said
example.
you want to have the narrative in the control
Give us an
of the
example.
child.
Give us an example.
Okay, Paul.
That's what you'll name your son. Okay, that's,
Yeah, Paul.
That's an interesting name. But let's
Paul.
go.
Why does that man on TV have pink hair? Because that's what he likes.
That's your
Ask me,
explanation.
yes.
That's
Next
your
question. Next
explanation.
question. Because that's what he likes. Ask me a follow-up question.
Okay,
Why?
but
Why?
but what if he's having relations
Why?
with a man? He's kissing.
Okay, that's not. First of all, that wasn't the scenario.
But I'm
the
asking,
scenario
though.
was about the man with the pink hair. What would I do if the man came to? I mean, if my son came to me and said, "What? Why does he have pink hair?" Because that's what he likes. Now, ask me a follow-up question to that.
Okay. And
Okay.
if your son's seen 2 guys kissing on
That's
a TV show,
okay.
I'm
But I
asking
want you to
though.
right now. I want you to stick to what we're talking
Okay.
about. What is your follow-up response to me saying that's what he likes?
Okay, but Daddy, isn't pink hair for girls?
It's for everybody.
Okay,
So why don't you do it, Daddy?
right.
Because I don't like that. I do what I like to do.
Okay, so when he goes to school and he's like, "Yeah, I'm thinking about getting pink hair now,"
What's wrong with that?
but you didn't.
Or is that more of your insecurity or the child's insecurity? Because if my child says, "I want pink hair," I don't think you should get that. That's my insecurity. That's not my child's insecurity.
You're absolutely right, but
So what
you
y'all
didn't-
talking about? Listen, Miss,
So
they can't
are you
handle
gonna
it.
do it?
We're going-
They
we're
can't.
going
They too
based
lost
off
with this
of
one. They too
hair,
lost with
though.
this one. They too lost over
But
this.
you're making it
But that's
specific
what
to
that's what
hair.
he specifically said. So we're going based off what he said.
Okay, Alfonso, I'm sorry. We're going off.
Let
your-
him on this island by himself. You're not finna win this one for me because I'm gonna be direct. My mother wasn't as direct when there were certain things growing up about okay, why is this? Well, why does my uncle not have a significant other? Why does he wear this? Oh, we're not going to talk about that. I would be more direct.
But
Yes, because he
that's-
likes that.
That's
You like what you wanna
that's
like.
being direct, but
Yes.
it's not the exact issue though. We
That-
know as God at when we're watching it as parents, we know for a fact that this person is supposed to be of like they like guys or whatever the case may be.
Right.
Okay,
Mhm.
you're telling your child that yes, pink hair is fine because everybody's supposed to like it.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. 10 years down the line, when he wants to get pink hair because you told him it was okay,
Mm-hmm.
even though he doesn't have an alternative lifestyle, but he wants pink hair.
Yeah.
Now he doesn't know because you didn't explain it to
Doesn't
him.
know what though.
That potentially that he can get chastised.
But
for
that's
that.
your insecurity. That's not the child's
That-
insecurity. If
that
I
has-
come to you and I say I like the color red,
Okay.
and you don't agree with the color red, that's on
Right.
you, my guy. That's not on the child. That's
You're
your own
absolutely
insecurity
right.
that y'all like to put on the little,
Okay,
the little
no.
children. Keep
So,
going
no,
ahead.
no.
Go ahead.
So now,
Like,
okay.
Mr. Poetess, they can't handle me on this one. Y'all want to go to the next
No,
question?
you're missing the point.
I'm not
though.
missing the point. You're telling me that if I told my child that, okay, pink hair is okay, it's great that you like pink hair. You're telling me 10 years later, if he says he likes pink hair, that
Hold on.
I didn't explain it to him correctly?
Hold on. So okay, he saw pink hair.
Yeah, go
The
ahead.
next day he says, "Daddy, I want to get pink hair." You
Mm-hmm.
send him to school, right? Kids are very brutal nowadays. They don't keep. They do not hold stuff in. They're
Mm-hmm. Okay.
direct, just like you're saying. So now your child is going to be chastised for his pink hair. Do you know how much that can scar a child?
So you're going to ask me how am I going to deal with that?
But because
Are you
no,
going
but
to
I'm
ask
asking-
me
because-
how am I going to deal
how would
with
you deal
that?
with it?
He's-
How would you
I'm
deal
going
with
to
it?
have a
Going to the principal
conversation. I'm
office.
going to tell I'm going to have a conversation. So that's their insecurity because they're not brave enough to do it.
But it's not. But
Why not?
if you would have
Keep going.
told, but no. If you would have
Okay.
told him exactly why from the jump, do you think?
I don't think your logic behind this is not. Maybe it's a bad example.
Kind of going towards what you're saying. Anything that you're presented,
Mhm.
if you don't have any prior education, say like, let's just say let's go to race, black people. If we're given something and this is the way it is, we don't have any education, we can't read, we don't know, we are going to take what somebody gives us as truth. We don't, that's all we know. What you told us. I feel like it's the same way with children. All they know is what you tell them. You have to give them the opportunity to have full disclosure. You can sugarcoat it, you can try to make it so that it fits every scenario, but at the same time, if you present something like that to a child, it should be full disclosure because they don't have any prior knowledge. So they don't know, they just know what you tell them, what you feed them. And I feel like that's where you have to be careful with children because a child subject to sex very early can have negative effects later on in life. And I feel like if a child sees sex happening on the TV, I mean, how many of us have ran and saw our parents' porn collection too young, you know what I mean? And now you walking around with this idea like, what was that? And if my mama just say, oh, that's just two people that love each other, I'm gonna go through life feeling like, oh, okay, well, sex equates to
love.
love,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So I just feel like with kids, it has to be full disclosure. And you have to be careful. You have to be careful what you feed them because they don't have any prior knowledge. All they know is what we give them.
I think that's a great explanation because you did a way better job than these two gentlemen.
No, hold on.
This
He
was
wanted to stick on the hair, right? He wanted
because
to stick on
that's
the hair.
what he said, and you tried to jump
No,
on his
no,
bandwagon,
no,
I
and
did
then
not
you
say-
failed.
no,
Go
I
on to the
said
next
sex.
question.
I
We
said
got
sex.
to go to the next question here, my
You
guy.
don't like losing. It's okay.
Thank you so much, Poetess, for wrapping that up because they were just lost and confused and bewildered. Something a little bit more light before we go on to the next segment. I don't mind supporting black businesses, but how the fuck 6 wings and a drink costs $35? Sit here and say that this statement is a lie, and say that some of these businesses be charging a hell of damn
I don't know where y'all get y'all chicken from, but I ain't paying that.
at all.
I ain't
But
paying
I'm the type of person, when it comes down to black businesses, I never tell them to adjust their price.
No,
I
I
just won't
support.
purchase. If you say, well, oh, this is my rate for this, okay, that's good. I just won't get it. How do you guys feel about that? You're an entrepreneur. How do you feel about that when people come to you like,
So part of it is I feel like I'm being so deep about everything, but
Yes, you should.
part of it is the fact that is it a small business? Because I think small business, you have to charge more in order for your business to be profitable. So I think, smaller businesses have to make it make sense. And then I think black business owners don't have the same opportunity when it comes to startup funding. So you working really with nothing compared to, your white establishment who got a lower rate, on their loan, or, it's just different. Now, I agree, it can't be ridiculous, but I feel like another part of that is just thinking about it as far as what they might be experiencing. I don't think it's greed. I just think in order for it to make sense, it has to be, they have to set their price.
Yeah, but $35 though for 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
And you know now everything is expensive now. So we
Everything
talking about
expensive.
now, or we talking about for?
I mean, just give me
3
20 wings.
years ago?
That's that ranch, the upcharge.
That, see,
Okay, we're gonna move on down to news and political inquiries and statements here. First one: do you believe that Joe Biden is doing a good job his first year of being president?
So, Alfonso, you gonna take the stab at this one?
So, I want to say no, just because
I
during
agree.
his whole political race, there's a lot of things that he stated that he was going to do, and he hasn't did it.
This is very true.
And with the Russia thing that's going on right now, if he would have imposed sanctions earlier and not in the sanctions that Trump had, we wouldn't be in this predicament now. So I would say no.
Want my rebuttal?
Come on.
Yes, let's hear it.
I feel as though because of what Trump did was he created a different type of view of what people think a president is supposed to be. I think people think a president is supposed to go on Twitter or supposed to be always in social media or supposed to be doing these crazy antics, and that's not true.
Nobody said anything about
No, but
social
that's what
media.
that's what people believe, that because of the way that
Nobody
Trump
believe that.
ran his
You believe
president
that.
office is
No.
that's how people believe that he should act. Because people always say we don't see Joe Biden, we don't see the vice president. That's not how a true president.
We do see him.
acts.
We seen him walk off to go to an ice cream truck. Man, cut it out.
You talking about Joe Biden?
Yeah.
As my statement continues on, I feel as though there's some grace that is needed in his office because the man, I don't think it has even been his official first year
November.
of office. Was
That's
it
still bad?
a little bit over?
That's still bad.
But it hasn't been his. You allowed Trump 4 years, did you not? And you praised him the whole time about how he's a tycoon and all this. That man was racist. You have to give the man the same type of grace. There's a lot of things
Joe
that he
Biden
did.
racist.
He did a lot of things good, but you're not mentioning those things.
Oh, the criminal bills that Joe Biden did.
What did Donald Trump do for African American people?
Why does it have to be about black people?
Because we're black.
Why can't?
Are we not off? I can't speak
why-
about the
why-
white
why-
lifestyle.
why
I can't
black
speak
people
about the
can't-
white experience. I
why-
can only talk about the black
why-
experience.
why
And every
people
person
of
at this table
color-
right here are African American right
But we
now.
all create our own narrative.
So
Like,
I
why
am,
does somebody else?
I
have
am
to
going to
do
throw an
something
angle.
for me?
Go
I
ahead,
don't,
go
I don't
ahead.
think politics are for black people at all.
Okay.
I don't think that it don't matter if it's a Republican or a Democrat. I don't think there is any party that's for black people.
So I actually
I think you.
understand
I
where
bet
you're coming
Alfonso, you
from.
can give me a list of things that Joe Biden has done, but you can't give me one thing that the man has done. And I'm just saying that
What you
if you're
mean,
going to give
what
the
he
grace
has
for
done?
Donald Trump to be a president for 4 years, at least give the man a little bit more time. Keep going.
The majority of the stuff that Trump did to benefit us, he stopped.
Right.
Then we had the issue
Benefit
at the border.
us. Okay.
In Texas, he stopped the whole wall.
Keep giving
You
that
go
list.
To any other country, you have to have proper paperwork.
We're not going to
get in.
get on that border wall thing, Alfonso, because when
Yeah,
it
we
comes
did.
down,
We
when it,
went
we
in
went to
last
because
season
when
about
when
that.
it comes down
Here
to
we go.
the poetess, when it comes down to certain things such as how to say this, manual labor. We all know a lot of American people don't like to do that. So you're trying to say you're trying to
King.
cut a part of the workforce from the border. Is that what you're trying to say?
We're not trying. Let's not.
That's what I mean. That's what you're basically saying.
I think we should have a ball.
Everybody deserve. When you go to France, they ain't got no goddamn wall, Alfonso. Everybody has interest into a border. Of course, if you're flying from another country to another country, you have to go through boarding to get through, Alfonso. But all the other countries don't have no walls.
He does not have a passport, y'all. Don't.
So you only been to a couple islands. You ain't been to China or Australia.
People going to tell them and think that they can travel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for real.
He done went to New Mexico thinking he done did something different.
Nah, I've
Fool,
been
you ain't
a
did that
Is
lot.
that how
special.
you say that? Is it tell them?
Tell him. Yeah.
Tell them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't. I'm gonna agree with Alfonso on this one. I don't think that Joe Biden has really been the best president. Has nothing to do with Trump because I am not a Trump supporter. But and going back to like the sanctions going on right now, he could have chimed in a little bit earlier. because this has been something that's been going on in Ukraine for
8 years before
yeah.
he was president.
This is so it's not based off. I can't say it's Joe Biden's fault based off of that, but as far as everything else that's affecting most people, such as this is the highest the disparity between inflation and wages has been ever since the Great Depression. This is the highest it's ever been.
Is that his fault?
That's that STEMI.
But it's not
The
hit.
stimuli that your other president gave out.
And how many more did Joe Biden?
No,
Give
it's,
No, but you're gonna say that you just said the
it's not Trump's fault. It's not Trump's fault.
I'm
either,
not
but
saying that it's Trump's fault, but you're trying to allude that it possibly could be Joe Biden's fault that there's an inflation. There's a lot of things with
They kept giving
other
money.
countries charging us extreme amount of prices, so of course it has to be
Oh,
higher.
You're
in
talking
this
about a
state.
terror. You're talking
Oh
about
yes,
tax
oh yes,
tariff.
sir. I
you
know
know
about it.
about
I know about
imports
it.
and
I know
Wait,
about
wait,
it.
hold on. You're
Go
talking
ahead, go
about-
ahead, go ahead, go ahead,
you're
go ahead,
talking
go
about-
ahead, go ahead, go
You're
ahead.
talking about the tax tariff,
Go
but that's
ahead.
the same thing that he's talking about with the sanctions.
He wrong. I'm right. Difference.
Here we go.
Next
Here
one, we gotta
go.
move on. We
We
gotta
can't
move
make
on.
this
We
shit
gotta move on.
We can't even get no word in edgewise.
Do you believe the U.S. should get involved with the Ukraine and Russia war?
No, but we are anyway. No, but we are.
Poetess?
I don't know much about. Do we have a treaty? With,
There
hold on,
is
let me-
something called
Yes.
Let me.
NATO.
It's NATO, North
Okay.
Atlantic Treaty
That has been
Operation.
established for quite some time.
yeah,
Hey,
so-
Can I give a backstory real quick?
I was finishing my statement, but
I'm
you
not
want to go
talking
ahead and
about
cut me
NATO.
off? Go ahead.
Oh my God, King, please go.
No, go ahead. Finish.
No, I'm good. Go ahead.
Finish.
The North Atlantic Treaty Operation is where that around Russia where they've been trying to gain allies. Okay, what King was talking about earlier, as far as with the 8 years, they actually Russia went into Ukraine already, the southern portion of Ukraine. Okay, they've already been there. North to the west of Ukraine, they've been trying to gather all that as well. A lot of Ukrainians, some of them want to be part of Mother Russia, but they aren't. Okay. The U.S., they want to gain more allies in the North Atlantic Treaty Operation to where it just further helps the economy system. Okay. That's mainly what's been going on. Okay. So, yes, that's one reason why America wants to get involved. But Biden has also stated it's not directly because of Ukraine. It's just our diplomacy around the NATO, because of NATO.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, if we have a responsibility based on that treaty, then I feel like, yeah.
Fonzo?
Yeah. I mean, due to responsibilities. Other than that, I
But do
think
you
we should
agree with it,
mind-
though?
I mean, I think
I think we should mind our own business, but
Yeah.
because we
Yeah.
got a treaty, I think
Right.
we got to handle what
Yeah.
we got to handle.
yeah, because you have to show faith, and you can't sign something that has been established for years. But then when it's time to pay up, it's like, oh, wait a minute, I don't know if we want to do that.
Right.
So we wish for the best. Let's move on down
Respect
to
to Biden, though. He did offer them evacuation. They said no. So
General
I did hear
questions.
something about like Afghanistan, like Afghanis was like trying to get in on that, a Taliban or something. No, y'all Google that. I heard that.
Okay, we're gonna go down to general questions. Should I'm gonna skip one. What is the appropriate? Let's skip that one as well. If the woman takes if the woman takes care of the kids, should they also have to work and pay bills? So let's say a 2-parent house. The woman is taking care of the children. Should she also be expected to work and pay bills?
How
Is
much
that
does
her
the man
full-time
make?
job? Is that all she does? Like the man does nothing as far as the kids?
Well, she is. I want to say homemaker, and he's the
Okay.
worker.
Is
Right
she
now.
the teacher too, or the kids go to school? Like,
The kids normally will go to school.
Okay. So during the day she has free time.
Yeah. Alfonso? Alfonso?
I mean, she came into the relationship working. I think she should continue to work.
You know what's so crazy behind that? Let me just make a statement here.
Here
The
we go.
poetess, we have these new generational men, right?
Uh-huh.
They want a woman to be so submissive.
Mhm.
So let a man be a leader. But when it comes down to them bills, I want you to still work and maintain the household and take care of the kids.
Mhm.
What's up with that? What's up with that?
bro, if y'all see
Alfonso?
the look that Alfonso giving
Does-
King right
Alfonso,
now.
what's up with that, Alfonso?
They've been at it.
Why are you asking me?
Because
It's
that's what
always
you
like
that's
this.
what that's
It's
what you
always
that's
like
what that's what
I-
you want.
I don't want anything.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
We've talked about this before.
We never talked about
We did talk about this before. We did talk about
No,
this.
when?
So how do you feel about that, the poetess? When you get a man that's like, you know what, I want you to be my submissive woman and all that stuff like that, but they still have very high expectations for you to birth their children and still work and still give 50% in the house.
No, I feel like, and I'm going to go biblical.
Okay.
I feel like Adam had a job and Eve was the nurturer. Eve, I mean, they both worked, but they worked in different capacities. So I think when it comes to if you want a submissive woman and you want her to be in that capacity, then you have to be worth that capacity of woman.
But could she still be submissive and work?
Yeah,
though?
she can.
Okay.
And I feel like, it depends on, I mean, there's some women who want to work. They don't want to stay home
That's
and
true.
be at home all day or whatever the case may be. So, it depends on what you want for your relationship. But I think, if it's just a blanket statement, like, you want a submissive woman, should she still have to pay bills? No. Mm-mm.
So being biblical, we need to get some sheep, chicken, roosters and stuff. She need to be out there in the backyard.
He hunts and she prepares. You can't be out there hunting and then she out there hunting too, and then she
Expect
need
her to
be
come
home.
lay down and be
But-
like, yes,
but-
master.
But if I'm working, she got to be out there getting them eggs.
So she got to get the eggs and cook the eggs and then fix everybody's
She
plate
home.
at home.
She
and
the
then also-
homemaker. She got to take care of
How's
the
she
house.
home if she out getting the eggs?
That's in the backyard. Huh? That's in the
Now, I
backyard.
do think gardening, that is kind of, it's not hunting. So that might be that's kind of like along the lines of
we not
gardening.
talking
My
about
thing
So
is
yeah,
that
so she got
if
us
you
the
do
vegetables.
expect your woman to be
yeah.
so submissive as gentlemen, we do want, there is a pull and take.
Right.
You can't want somebody to be all submissive and make sure everything is taken care of, and then still want them to pay the same amount of bills you pay, and then
Still
take
have
care
the
of the
qualities
kids,
of a
and
man.
then still have sex with you when you want to have sex with them. You got to be like, come on now. But the new generational men, they truly do want that. I want you to still listen to everything I'm saying, but I need you to help out with these bills 50% down the cut even, huh? And get mad when a woman boss up and be like, I know I deserve more than that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I agree.
Next statement. Should child support only be used for the child? They clear their throat so much before that's when it comes down to these topics. They be waiting for you to go first. That's what it is.
I mean, I think the obvious answer is like yes.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm gonna say you don't know if you're outside of the household, you don't know what it takes to maintain a household as a single mom. You know what I mean? So I feel like if your child is taken care of and she has some excess on the back end of that, then if she decides to use that for herself, then by all means do it, because not only your role is not just money. I feel like a mom does so many things that it's mentally draining. It's your time. Of course, they're your kids, but at the end of the day, like a good single mom, if you have some excess on the end, then yeah, go reward yourself. I mean, you kill yourself throughout the week, making sure the kids get to school on time. That's gas, that's your time, that's you run the risk of being late to work. Like, you got to deal with all that. If y'all co-parent, then I don't feel like the man should have to pay child support. If y'all co-parent, I feel like at that point it should be if they need something, then they need something, and you should understand that. But if she's a true single mom and the dad is paying child support, hey, you don't know what it takes to run that household. Now, she abusing it and the kids raggedy, her hair done and their hair not done, then no, that ain't right. Why y'all
Alfonso?
I agree. I mean, I feel like child support should be used for the kid, just like Shay stated, and she should take care of herself. But I do also feel that it shouldn't be abused, which we see happen commonly.
Savage?
I think it should be for the kids. I do agree with you to a certain extent. I do know some females who take it to the extreme to where they're getting their hair done, their nails done, but then the kid isn't taken care of at all.
Right.
So I think there has to be a line driven, like, okay, you have to make sure at least it's for the child, just to a certain point.
Right. Like, you're not dependent on that to survive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can a woman teach a boy to be a man?
No. A woman can teach a boy how to treat a woman, but not how to be a man.
Okay, explain that. Why do you feel that way? Why do you feel that way?
I feel like a woman can come from the standpoint of this is how you make a woman feel appreciated because I'm a woman. I know what would make me feel appreciated, what would make me feel respected, but I can't teach you how to be aggressive or how to, I don't know, how to just operate in that space. I don't know, because I don't know what it takes to be a man. So I can't tell you something that I don't know.
So
But I could tell you how to treat me.
I'm going to agree with you on that, Shay. Not to go much into too much detail, but there's a situation that I'm having to deal with right now that you definitely need a male figure,
Yeah.
To at least show another boy, exactly, okay, this is what it takes to be a man. Like, even though you as a mom, you could be a very strong, dominant figure, all of that, but it does take a man to show certain things, to really be a man.
I agree. Stop looking at me.
We were going around the table, and I'm just ready for you to get done with your statement here.
Yeah, I want to hear from the men. Like,
Yeah, real,
you
like
know,
Fonzo, talk.
I mean, for me, like, a woman can't teach like a boy to be a man, but a toxic woman can't teach a boy how to treat a woman.
right.
Because it doesn't work out. And the majority of women today have had issues with men.
Mm-hmm.
And like, if they have a bad relationship and they have a kid and the dad leave, they're always feeding the kid negativity,
That's
like
true.
about their dad. Like, but over time, like once that kid go out and try to start his own relationship,
Mhm.
some of that trauma from his mom, he
Right.
spew into the current relationship.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I can. Most of the time, when a woman is super aggressive at raising a boy and being extra tough on him, it kind of leads to resentment. And those boys that were raised by women that were super tough, and I'm not saying like anything is wrong with
Yeah,
trying
hard.
to toughen, you know what I'm saying, being that way, but most of the time it leads to a little bit of resentment in that child towards women.
I can see that. I can definitely see that.
My statement is on this, right? I feel as though this is all true, but we see a lot more situations where, unfortunately, the woman has to somehow end up teaching the boy to be a man. I'm gonna once again talk about the black household because I can only go based off of my black experiences. There's more single African American women out there right now that are raising kids and raising boys. So, right, I do believe that no, a woman can't teach a boy how to be a man, but they unfortunately by default have to.
Right.
And that's why we have some of the quality of men that we have out here right now that are just trash.
Oh.
I'm not going to blame the black woman for doing the worst, like you said, and say, "Oh, she would teach a kid." Well, the man should have did the right thing and took responsibility for his children.
But
But
most
what?
women leave the relationship.
Because they're being cheated on and these other
Not
variety of things.
Not necessarily.
Let me tell you, Poetess, he believes that a woman is supposed to stay firm after being cheated on, domestic violence, all that stuff. I'm supposed to just stay in that relationship. Yes, they
It may
leave
be
because they
alright.
realize that they deserve something better.
Mhm.
That was like the
Women are
first
not
question.
leaving relationships just because, oh, this is a great relationship. Let me just fuck this up and leave. They're leaving because they're either being treated bad, Alfonso.
Bro, the first question that we started with was, a man can also lose himself trying to make
Yes, but we're not talking about an ungrateful woman.
if the woman's ungrateful, she can leave.
But we're not.
Right
But
or
you're not.
wrong?
That's what you just said,
Right or wrong?
Alfonso.
Right or wrong?
You just said.
Right or wrong?
You said women typically leave, right?
Yeah, they do.
But that's not the scenario we're talking about right now.
Oh, you creating your own scenario.
No, this is based off of the question.
What's the question?
I literally
What's the question?
just
What's
asked
the
you.
question?
can a woman
What's the
raise turn a boy into a man?
Okay, and
I
then-
said I
and
agree
then
that
you
they
just took off
cannot.
saying
But
everybody
what I'm
cheat.
saying is, you said
Everybody
that,
cheat. Always happens.
So
well,
everybody
you know,
cheat.
women they tell their children about how bad their father was. Maybe he was a bad guy. Maybe he wasn't shit.
Maybe he wasn't.
You want him to hold. You want her to hold that in, right,
Oh.
and not say nothing to the child.
Yeah.
Bad. I'm just saying. I made my statement when he made his. I didn't question his, did I? I let you roll with that stupid shit.
Nah, you spitting that dumb shit on the mic. Shut up.
Now,
Shut up.
now let's go to.
Yeah,
let's go
move
to the.
on.
Hey, this take me back to the days we all used to work together, man.
Let's move on to entertainment and news. If you don't know what's going on in the news, I'm going to briefly explain it. Little Uzi, little Ozzy, little Uzi. Yeah. So one day in the mall, this gentleman was had his video recording and told him that, listen, I'm graduating from college and my tuition is worth $90,000. Little Uzi, little Ozzy, agreed to pay that tuition for that gentleman. Now it's time to pay up because the man has graduating and he's looking for that $90,000 to be paid for. Unfortunately, it has not been paid for yet after the gentleman has reached out several times. Do you think Little Uzi should pay the man, or should the man figure it out on himself?
I think he should pay him. You can't go around making promises like that. I mean, that man, even though he probably would have graduated anyway, I feel like if he made that statement personally to that man and he told him to make sure you graduate, it's definitely a badge of honor for that guy. So he should definitely get his money.
Boy, that's what you think.
Oh, you gonna ask me?
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I mean, I know it wasn't in writing. You know, you go through all the technicality, but as a man, if you gave that man your word,
Get that money.
pay up.
Get that money.
Why not? You got it. You got a whole diamond in your head. You got that 90,000. Shouldn't have said it.
Pay up.
Straight up.
Do I believe that Little Uzi should pay? Yes. Should that man have expected him to? I don't think so. If you're telling me that you haven't paid your tuition this whole entire time, basing off of this little interaction you had with this gentleman when there was no legal contract or document shown, just a moral space of a video camera, and you're telling him this, I don't know.
Technically, that is a contract.
It actually is.
Recorded it.
It is.
Oh yeah,
That
he
is a
gotta pay
contract.
up. Yeah,
That is a
you
contract.
gotta run that man his money.
It depends on what state he in. I think congratulations to the man for graduating
Right.
college.
Tempe, right? Was it Temple or
I
Tempe?
think that
Yeah.
there's a lot of people out there that are doing that without having any celebrity help. Do I think little Uzi is going to end up paying him? Yeah, but if you keep harassing that man about that shit, he can be like, nah, bro, I'm good on that one. Because you signed up for college. I didn't sign up for college.
While you bullshitting though, I feel like Lil Uzi should, because the guy has a really good program. I think he's about to roll out. It's called Grad Owls that I seen for NFTs, helping graduates pay for their college tuitions. If Uzi was smart, NFTs are coming up nowadays that he can probably get a jump on that to get at least a little stake in that.
He not smart.
You're telling a rich person that, here to become richer. He's already rich. You don't give a fuck about that shit.
Fonzo, please tell me you got something to say about that. You a businessman.
I mean, I would jump on it. But my father always told me your word is your bond. So
You only got that in your balls.
Yeah, I would pay up.
It's 90,000. He got it.
Yeah.
I'm agreeing that. I do.
Yeah,
I
he
do.
could
I
write
do
it
think
off
he
on
should.
his taxes.
He should
Exactly.
pay for it.
Exactly.
Donation.
Straight to charity. Yep.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the MVP of the decade. My boy Nick Cannon confirmed that he's expecting his 8th, 9th, 10th child. Do you think it's okay for a man to go around having children with so many different babies' mothers? Alfonso?
Man, this is a great question. I feel like if he has the capital to do so, he should be able to do what he want to do. I mean, who am I to tell somebody how to live their life?
When there's kids involved?
He takes care of them.
Okay. So let me let me go. Go ahead.
So Alfonso, this might be the first time I disagree with you, homeboy. I do appreciate the fact that yes, he can have kids and he has the money to take care of them all, but then that goes back to, like, say, the Eddie Murphy situation. You know, he has a ton of kids, and even some have said that, and I think Eddie Murphy has said it. he's not that connected to all his kids, but he financially takes care of all of them. If they were with the same woman, I could see him necessarily doing it, but one of those children are going to have a tainted soul because they're going to feel like they missed out on something. Even if it's not bad, they can be financially taken care of, but they might have that disdain for, you know, their dad because, again, he's not there. Maybe they want him to come to their basketball game. Well, he can't because he had the Twins soccer game.
I mean, we don't know if he's there or not, though.
He only
could
one
assume.
man.
He's one man. He has 9 children, Alfonso.
He
Could
one man.
assume.
There's okay.
You
I'll let
can't be
go
in
first.
California and Florida at the same time.
At the same
But
time,
if I got a
Alfonso.
jet, I could fly.
Alfonso,
I could plan
the
properly.
poetess. Go ahead. What do you think about this?
I don't like it because do they really have siblings? Like everybody's apart. What's the point of having all these kids and not a family? You know what I mean? Like, will the kids even know each other enough to even create a bond? Like, I
I can
don't
see
like
them
it.
do. I can see
So,
them doing that.
Question
I just
though,
can't.
I got a question. Did y'all come from really big families, like where your grandmother, great grandmother had a lot of kids, and everyone was still around there, no problems?
I have
I like
a
the-
pretty big family.
I like the path you're going down, but that was still within the family though. Like I didn't like my granddad. It was still within the family. Now, if he had a family in another state, it would kind of be like he's here with us, so I know he's not there with them. So how
Right.
could he necessarily take care of those kids in that state?
And when you think about like the family reunion, who family reunion you going to? Everybody's separated.
Come on, let's hear your answer.
I have an opinion as well.
Yeah.
I do believe that having 9 kids, it basically takes away from majority of the kids. Because there's no way one human can give the same love to 9 people and they all turn out like everything was good. There's no way that he's going to be able to do that. And also, I know he said financially, if he can do that right now.
Yeah.
But money is something that doesn't always guarantee. It's not a guarantee to stay forever. So what's to say that Nick Cannon is going to be the same Nick Cannon 10 years ago, 20 years from ago? We always hear about celebrities. They have all this money in the beginning, and then later in life they end up broke. They have to like get a deduction on their child support and stuff like that. So, and I'm not going to say I can't count the man's money, but besides some hosting things and, you know, stuff like that, I don't know where his revenue of money is coming from. And I think that's 9 kids. You got 2 kids with Mariah Carey. You know she coming from them pockets, and of course the rest of the children's mother, they want to be taken care as well. So I just don't think there's no intelligent way you would sit down and say that I want to have these 8 kids and make sure that every single one of the kids' parents are different. He sat down. He said, "That's okay. I'm fine with that."
He did. He did sit down and say he was okay with it.
But the women were okay with that too.
We're not talking about the
course.
women. We're talking about him. Of course, the women are okay with
But
it
the
because they
money,
are going to
though.
get the money. We're talking about
It's-
him and the children's experience with the
So
father.
that makes it okay too.
On whose
On
whose
the woman?
side?
On the woman's side or the
Oh,
guy's side?
absolutely. No, not at all.
The question wasn't about the woman. The question was about the children and Nick Cannon.
It doesn't make it right, Fonzo. But
Now, I like where you're going.
Yeah.
Take 2 to tango.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but he's trying to shift the blame always to where the women said,
Well,
"Okay,
no,
of course
I mean,
they finna
no.
get a
I
check."
see.
Where
I'm
he
kinda
going,
seeing him
well, yeah.
now. I'm kind of
where he
with
going,
you.
he is.
That's what
he
most
is
people are
right.
going to do. Most people are going to be like, "Well, I have a chance to get some money. I'm finna do that." But we're talking about the experience that he's going to have with his children later on in life.
So I think what you're looking at, Alfonso, the females, they're looking at it right now because like he said, in 18 years, Nick Cannon has a pretty good capital. But in 18 years, who's to say that his capital is still going to be growing? He's going to have the money to take care of all 9. And this Nick Cannon, he probably going to have another 3 by the end. So, like, can he really take care of every single child? Not money-wise, not
No,
financially,
I
but...
mean,
and the
my-
mama can't do it by herself.
Because my grandmother and grandfather, there was like 9 kids in total. I have 9 siblings also.
Yeah.
My father made sure he got all us through the holidays, football games, basketball games. He was always there. He may have missed 1 or 2, but we understood that. So we understood the dynamics of our father in the house, outside of the house, whatever
Did y'all all
relationship
have
he
different
was in.
mothers?
Yeah.
And do you?
Yeah.
So if you
So
sat
I
down,
think
you're saying if you sat down all your siblings, they're going to have the same experience, and saying that they're going to all have these pleasant, great things to say? Because right now you're going based off of yours and what you the perception of what you think they may say.
Yeah.
Lord Jesus.
I mean,
Alfonso,
I do know.
I'm gonna be
Men
real.
that have a lot of kids spread up.
I'm gonna be honest with you. In my family, like from my mom and my dad, it's only 3 of us, and from how I was raised to how like they're getting the attention they get now, completely different. And my dad had more time back then, and I didn't even get like that attention and all of that my brother and sister do, now. And so that's why I just feel it's a little far-fetched, even though, yes, he could, somebody gonna be getting the short end of a stick. Like there's no way everybody getting equal amounts of time. Even the mamas, they ain't getting the same amount of money.
That's what you call inconsiderate and a selfish man. That's truly what you call him. A man that will seed his soul or sow his soul, whatever they say, around to everybody, knowing that he's going to neglect a child. And like how he did that situation where unfortunately one of his children passed away, and then a couple months later that he found out he was having his 8th child, and he's going to post a big thing about it, not knowing that was affecting the other mother because he just lost a child. That was inconsiderate, Alfonso. So I'm just trying to say that it's something up here. It's something going on, man.
And that's a lot of bacteria moving around. I'm sorry.
It's a lot of that. That's a lot of unprotected sex. It's a lot
around.
of a lot. And from my understanding, he still has relations with a lot of them. With a lot of them.
Yeah.
Now,
But
of
he
course,
did-
hold on, Alfonso. If they're willing, it's okay. Okay.
Nah.
He did say he wanted to have like 20 kids. He said that
He
one
did say
time.
that. He said that
He's
he
wanted
I
to
think he has
Why
lupus.
can't he
I think he has
find-
because he has
Yes.
lupus or
Yes.
something like that. He wants to be able to
have
to-
his
I guess a woman can only have one baby a year. But why 20? Why?
He wants his genes to continue to,
5 can do that. 4? I don't
you know.
know.
Next question. Whoopi Goldberg got suspended from The View. Because of statements she said regarding the Holocaust and the Jewish experience. Do you guys feel as though she should have been suspended for the statements that she made?
No, I don't think that she should have been suspended, because I think that she should be able to relish in her wrongdoings, even though like what she stated, I think it came from an emotional point. She wasn't necessarily saying anything factual, but if you're going to say
I
something,
believe her statement was she believes that the Holocaust was not about race.
correct. It was
Okay.
that. Yes, that was her statement. The statement, it was more emotionally based because, again, to her book that she's writing or that she has written, she was more so pertaining that one human race is not more valuable than the next, or one human is not more valuable than the next. It's just her wordplay and how she presented it was not correct. So again, no, I don't think she should have got suspended because, is it Lisa Ray? Not Lisa Ray. What's the other chick name? Grace. Yeah, something like that. She says a lot of stuff out of pocket too, but they've never suspended her for it. I think that Whoopi Goldberg should still be on The View and still have to just live up to her wrongdoings.
I think anytime you talk about Jewish, people automatically come for your neck.
They do,
They come
but
for your neck.
they don't even think about black people like about slavery.
Right.
You know,
Not
so
even a talking point.
And
Yeah,
that was
that's what
going
I'm
to be
saying.
my point. And I'm trying to think. I don't have to be politically correct on here, but that's the whole idea of like white tears. Like, what are you talking about? People that, were slaved, and not to say that money is going to fix everything, but you get reparations. A whole race
this is true.
was oppressed for 400 years, and everybody kind of want to sweep that under the rug and don't talk about it and don't make white people feel bad about, what their ancestors did. And I just feel like that's BS. Y'all built this country off, black people built this country, and now you going to cancel somebody or fire somebody because the Holocaust. And I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not downplaying it, but I just think that we're ignoring an entire race, an entire history of people that are oppressed, that continue to be oppressed in this society.
They pick and choose.
You want somebody to feel, and not to say you can't feel bad, but it's kind of hard to feel bad.
But I think that's why they suspended her, because she downplayed the Holocaust.
Okay.
Because she made it in like people mistreat people, and that was the issue. Not taking it away from race and then saying, we always try to put it back to race, not really knowing what happened during the whole Holocaust.
I don't think the Holocaust was a black issue.
It wasn't, but she was talking about her book. The Moss. Right. She was saying that humans don't value other humans' life.
Right.
And she's stating that how could the Germans try to commit genocide to a whole different race? Yes, it's about race. That's what I'm saying. The way she
worded it.
Yeah, the wording is wrong.
It downplayed it, so people got mad and she got suspended. But I mean, people downplay slavery all the time.
Nancy Grace, that's what I'm saying. She made a statement about that.
So my opinion is this:
people say slavery it don't matter no more, and people downplay stuff all the time.
There has been other people such as Sharon Osbourne, Roseanne, that has made politically incorrect statements that have completely lost their jobs.
Okay.
I'm a big person on, because the Jewish community reacted really bad to what she said. And I'm going to be honest with you, I cannot tell a whole culture how to react based off what somebody said against them, because that's how Caucasian people do us. Like, you guys see, you guys got what you can vote now, or you can, you guys can drink off the same water fountain. So I can't tell the Jewish people not to be offended based off of what she said, because their experience, even though it's not similar to slavery, it is an experience that they had, which was horrible and tragic.
Correct.
Do I believe she should have been suspended? I do believe that what she got is what she got. 2 weeks suspension. She's back on the air doing her thing, making the same pay rate.
It's 2 weeks.
It was 2 weeks. She's already back. She's back on the air. So she didn't get what other people have got when they have said horrible statements regarding African American. Like, I think Roseanne, she said she called this lady an ape, but she didn't know the lady was black. She completely lost her whole show. Sharon Osbourne, she came out in defense of Pierce Morgan, trying to say that he wasn't racist and a good person. She lost her whole job. So the fact they just suspended, this is CBS. We're talking about CBS.
But she didn't make a comment.
She made a statement that offended the community.
But it was a very open statement.
It doesn't matter. She made a comment that offended a community, and we cannot sit here and tell a community how to react.
You're absolutely right.
Because if a white person comes to me saying that you black, you shouldn't be offended by that, you can kiss my motherfucking ass. I'm gonna say what I want to say.
So when you get home, I want you to Google Nancy Grace when she made the comment about black people.
I'm not disputing. I'm not disputing that at all.
But what I'm saying,
I'm trying to say, should she have got suspended?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I mean, if she was only 2 weeks, I mean, yeah.
It was only 2 weeks.
The
people feel like, oh my gosh, she got suspended for 2 weeks. They have done CBS, ABC has done a lot worse things to African American people and people just in general than suspended for 2. It's Whoopi Goldberg. Is it something that she came out and she apologized about it? Yeah, because she made Jewish people feel like their situation was invalid. Because the notion was that if you see a Jewish person walking down the street, do you know they're Jewish? Which technically you may not, because they all may look like how a regular Caucasian person, so they can blend in. You can't blend in a black person with a white people. So that's where that was an addition to what she was trying to say as well. She was trying to say that, Jewish people, you can't really tell when they're walking down the street, which kind of offended them even more. So she got suspended. Oh, well, she's back making the air, making it happen and stuff like that.
I have so many questions, but I'm not going to ask.
But I think going forward, she just needs to be more selective with her words. Then
no, she said she literally went back and said she's gonna say what she want to say. And she said we're gonna continue to have these important conversations on this show.
Hey,
Whoopi Goldberg, she got money. She ain't worried about that shit. Joe Rogan, excuse me. We already know who he is. A very popular podcast dude, Fear Factor, all that and above. Old videos came out of him saying the N-word, and he went on a video and regretted those and felt shameful for those things. Unlike how other people are treated, he was not fired. His pay wasn't cut. They just removed a couple of his episodes off of the platform. Do you feel as though he should have got more, or do you think he got what he wanted? Do you think Spotify should have backed him up on that, which they did? They specifically said, we're not cutting shit off. He's staying.
Look, I don't ever judge people. I mean, I feel like we done all said some stuff, some racist stuff. And if anybody ever pulled up my text or my archives.
For real.
Canceled.
Completely canceled.
Completely canceled. I think we get so offended. I mean, white people say that. I don't think white people say that. We call, not everybody, but everybody a little bit racist.
His apology stated that he said it in the context of what another person was saying. So that's probably why they backed him as much as they did, but I think, you know, he's a little smarter than that. He should have known that him making those statements and saying the word, it was going to get some kind of backlash. And I think what he said over 150 times throughout all his episodes, or, you know, whatever.
He been saying nigga for a long time.
A
Well,
long
yeah.
time.
But
The reason why he
again, like he said,
apologized
he
because
never said it like, oh yeah, that nigga over there. Like he never said it like that. It was more like, oh, King said nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like it was always like he kind of brushed it off.
So he blaming
So-
it on other people.
Yes.
Right.
I do feel as though Spotify should have had a little bit more reprimand. They should have definitely showed him a little bit more something, because they basically came out with a statement saying that we understand that he was offensive. We're sorry about that, but we're not changing anything at all.
Didn't he
But
get fined? He got fined, right?
Fine, out of $100 million, he didn't get fined yet.
Mm.
I do feel as though there should have been more reprimation. I'm not saying that we're right. He should have got dealt with more.
Reprimanded. He should have been
Reprimanded more than what he got. Alfonso, you have a feel on that?
Yeah, no. I think he should have got reprimanded. Manded.
You trying to be
a little
funny?
more, a little more too. Maybe a little bit.
You want me to chew your ass out these last couple seconds? No,
got
I'm gonna spare your ass. I'm gonna spare your ass. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once again, you guys, this is your boy, the Amazing King, coming to you live and in color, bringing you that oh so amazing touch. Make sure you follow the podcast page at ready4_1. Also follow myself at amazingiam_. Season 4 is coming back bigger and better. We got a whole bunch of things coming up. Savage XL.
I hope y'all enjoyed the great debate. Y'all can find me on IG at Keys_SavageXL, my fitness page at EM_fitness training. And please, please, please make sure that y'all are sharing all of our content, because I promise you this is going to be one of the biggest seasons. Shay?
Yes, Shay here. This was fun. Y'all make sure y'all follow me at Shay. That's SCHETHEPOETESS. Shay the Poetess. Y'all stream my project, Boats.
Fonzo?
And finally, yes, Fonzo. I'm here. Follow me at Mr. Inhuman_23. Back for another season. Happy to be here. And I guess King.
I'm checked out. Get ready for a podcast. Thank you guys for joining us. This is over. Wrap it up.
You already
End it.
know. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Peace.
Bye.